Hello and welcome to my channel, and welcome to another Let's Discuss, where I'm going to discuss my personal reflections on the choice for next Doctor Who companion. Cue the credits. Okay, here are my 8 choices for next Doctor Who companion and my reasons for choosing them. I'll discuss who I rejected off the list and my reasons for rejecting them afterwards. Okay, number 8 in the list would be Natalie Tennant. Now there's a lot of fans of Doctor Who that are also fans of Game of Thrones. There's a lot of crossover. We've already had Maisie Williams crossing over, so it seems fair to bring in another Game of Thrones character. And I've got 3 on the list who have been in Game of Thrones. 3 characters in Game of Thrones whose stories seem to have ended for now. So I'm judging that their availability is somewhat better. So Natalie Tennant played Osha, the Wildling Girl, in Game of Thrones. And my next choice, because I think Natalie Tennant is a brilliant actress, and I think she played the part of Osha with some real compassion. A younger actress, she played Mira Reed in Game of Thrones. A young actress by the name of Ellie Kendrick. I don't know much about Ellie Kendrick. I know that her character in Game of Thrones was very good and she showed very strong acting skills. As for whether she's the right age for a companion I don't know. My next choice was Chipo Chung. She's played 2 roles, small roles but very significant roles on Doctor Who already. She was Chantho in Utopia, and she was also the strange Chinese psychic lady from Turn Left, the one that put the thing on Donna's back. Because as Chantho she was heavily disguised, and her role in Turn Left was, as I said, small but significant. I think she could get away with playing a 3rd character on Doctor Who universe, and I think she would make a good companion. She's shown that she can play very, very different roles, so her acting skills are not in question. I don't know. I don't know why. I just liked the character of Chantho. So Chipo Chung. My next choice is a choice that a lot of people have made for next Doctor Who companion, and that is Faye Marsay, who played Shona in Last Christmas. And Shona, I thought, was one of the only characters, once they'd gone back to their real lives, that showed any kind of depth, any real personality. And I really did like Last Christmas. I thought it was a preposterous, ludicrous but thoroughly entertaining episode. And Shona just was, right from the beginning, a favourite with the fans. I could tell from because I wasn't doing reactions back then, but I was watching a lot of reactions, and I saw how much people loved that character. And I would like Faye Marsay to come back as that character, as a companion. And she has the added advantage of having met the Doctor already, albeit in a dream state. My next choice, again from Game of Thrones, and again a name that I saw bandied around a lot of internet lists on this subject, is Rose Leslie, who played Ygritte in Game of Thrones. I'm saying Game of Thrones a lot. Game of Thrones is good. I've only ever seen Rose Leslie as Ygritte, a very forthright, very angry, very tough woman. I mean, she had to be in Game of Thrones. I'd like to see what other qualities her acting skills bring to Doctor Who. I think she would probably, in character, be more Donna than Clara. More forthright, more bold, more in your face. And I think it's time we had a companion like that. So yeah, Rose Leslie. Next is another one that was bandied around, but it's a very good choice, and the only male on my list, Jovian Wade. I said at the time, you wouldn't know this, but I did say at the time when Flatline was out that I hoped Rigsy would come back again. And when Face the Raven came in, I was really hoping that he would become a companion then, even if it meant there being two companions. Obviously at that point, when I started watching Face the Raven, I didn't know. So right from then, I've sported the idea for Jovian Wade to become, or Rigsy to become, the next companion. Now that they've written in him having a baby and having a family, it might be a little bit difficult to write around that. But yeah, they're skilled. They wrote around Amy's wedding night, so the number 2 spot, and again, I really, really loved her in the episode that she was in. Her role wasn't big. She could get away with definitely playing a different character, which she would have to play a different character, as I remember the episode. But as I said, her character wasn't that well developed in Sleep No More. So believing in her as a completely new character would be quite easy. And that is Bethany Black. I said at the time I wanted to see more of her. And now that the position of new companion is up for grabs, I think she would make an excellent choice. Number 1 choice, though, just takes the biscuit. It's, in my opinion, the only choice. If the actress is available, there can be no other choice. Her character is already established within the Doctor Who universe. She's met the Doctor twice, and writing her meeting the Doctor, the initial contact for her to be offered the role of assistant, or companion as it is now known, wouldn't have to be very forced. Her introduction wouldn't have to be overly dramatic because, as I said, she's already well known in the Doctor Who universe, and her character is well loved. And the actress is 25 years old and the perfect age for a Doctor Who companion. And her name is Anjali Mohindra. She played Rani Chandra in the Sarah Jane Adventures. She met the 10th Doctor in The Wedding of Sarah Jane. And she met the 11th Doctor in the episode The Death of the Doctor. Death of the Doctor? Both Sarah Jane Adventures. She was in Sarah Jane from the 2nd series. Her character always wanted to be... She wanted to be a journalist. She always wanted to be a journalist. She trained under Sarah Jane Smith, the most loved classic Who companion ever. As I said, her character would be, I think, a couple of years younger than the actress is herself, but that wouldn't matter. she could. Yeah, it's been a couple of years since, and at least enough time for her to have gone to college, gone to university, got her degree, and be starting to investigate, getting her first stories. Because she was in the Sarah Jane Adventures, and because Sarah Jane mentored her, she knows how to differentiate between an ordinary story and a possible alien story. Her running into the Doctor would be almost natural. In fact, as far as probability goes, I can't conceive of a time when she won't run into the Doctor at some point. As far as I'm concerned, she's the best choice for the next companion. As I said, she's a fan favourite already. Her introduction would only be needed lightly because she's already well known, so you only have to introduce her to those fans of Doctor Who that never watched the Sarah Jane Adventures. The actress is exactly the right age. As far as I know, she's available. Anjali Mohindra for the next Doctor Who companion. Okay, I also said, that got a bit intense, I also said I made some stupid choices. Some wish list choices. Favourite actors at the moment in my favourite programme. Wouldn't it be fantastic? Probably not. So Maisie Williams. As already said, Maisie Williams' character was so well established in Series 9 as Ashilda Lady Me that I can't believe in her within the Doctor Who universe as another character. I couldn't get behind that. And Lady Me as a companion would not be good. So Maisie Williams, absolutely not. As for Maisie Williams as the next Doctor, that is a topic for another discussion. Ingrid Oliver also, exactly the same. Her character of Osgood is too well established, and Osgood has already rejected the offer. And I couldn't believe in Ingrid Oliver as another character. She'd always be Osgood to me. So, Ingrid Oliver, no, sorry, rejected. What else did I write down? Well, Sophie Aldred. Oh, Sophie Aldred. Ace. We never really got to say goodbye to Ace properly. The series was cut off at the neck, and when we next saw the 7th Doctor, he was aceless. So, of course, it would be lovely to see Ace again, to have that proper goodbye. But as a travelling companion, again, no, wouldn't work. It couldn't work. Although it would be lovely to see her in a special, just to have that goodbye. I think that's all it could ever be, just a guest spot on a special. Same with Carol Ann Ford. I wrote down Carol Ann Ford's name because it'd be lovely to see her again as Susan and sort of catch up and get that moment again, right from the very beginning. But again, it would only be a guest appearance. As a full-time travelling companion, it wouldn't work. Two choices I made that I think would actually be very, very good choices if they could get the stars. One is Eve Gordon, who I rejected because of the fact that she's a New Zealand actress, and I don't think the cost of bringing her over here, putting her up, and the amount of time that a Doctor Who series consumes while filming, I don't think that could happen. But she was brilliant as Stacey in The Almighty Johnsons, and if you've never seen that, give it a watch because it is brilliant. But again, Eve Gordon, I think she'd make a brilliant companion, rather impractical for distance reasons. A British actor, Ian de Caystecker, who plays Fitz on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, his character is still going on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I imagine he's going to be very busy with that. So it's unlikely that he would be able to spare the time to do a Doctor Who series or two. But if he did find himself available, I think it would make a good choice. But as I've said already, the only choice for me is Anjali Mahindra. And I'm pretty sure I've pronounced that correctly, but probably not. But you know who I mean. Rani Chandra from the Sarah Jane Smith Adventures is a perfect choice. Jovian Wade, if they want to go for a male companion, is the perfect choice for a male companion. Those two, without doubt, are the only choices for me. And that ends my rant, if you call it a rant. What are your choices? I think it has to fit in with the flow of Doctor Who. Not just a list of your favourite actors, a list of actors that would be really, really good for Doctor Who. I'm curious. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. And the next Let's Discuss will be about what my favourite classic Who stories are and why. I'll catch you then. Bye bye.